Yes, hello and welcome to the fifth lesson of 3D Studio Max. Today we will be building an apartment building. For this lesson I would like to start with a plan, with a pre-drawn plan in Autocad. You can also use Revit or any software that you like. Here you can start drawing it actually right from inside the 3D Studio Max, but that will not be that precise. Alright, so I've done some stuff here. I already removed the layer annotation. I've already removed the inside furniture. I've tried to make it as light as possible. The other thing I did, like my experience shows, it's much easier to draw when you extend these lines when the door gap is, to know exactly where their intersection happens, because it's a little bit trickier in 3D Studio Max. So I try to have precaution before actually going there. Now you can like if you want to have more precautions, like you want to have this a suspended ceiling happen on this kind of stuff. If later you want to do interior, I would advise you to go and use the command boundary, because it's much easier to do in AutoCAD, and like give these their own boundary if you're planning to use them and like to extrude them, bring them up and down, or anywhere that you have a difference in level. I would advise you to actually draw a boundary around it, but be careful not to mistake them with wall when you go into the program itself. Now everything's ready. The other thing is that I've already drawn with polyline a boundary where my slab would be. So there is a boundary here. I draw a polyline around the roof, because it's much easier to do it here than it's in 3D Studio Max, and it will make our job much easier. So I save it. The only tricky part is that you make sure that your units match here and there. Otherwise you have to transfer the unit and you might get it wrong, and it might not look right. So here I'm using centimeter international, which is okay. So save it, close it. I'll close it to free up some RAM. I go to 3D Studio Max. I go to File, Import. I found the location of the file where I saved it. I press Open. Here you have to check incoming file unit, centimeter. It should match your existing AutoCAD unit. And then here, by default, is on layer block, because it will put everything into entities, actually single entities, and I don't want that. I want to have control over the lines, so I change it to entities. This is also the next tricky part. For other projects you might use the other one as well, like you want to have layers or colors, or depends on your type of drawing. So I don't have anything else there, so I press OK. It will import it quickly. Now let me select everything and move it a little bit toward the center, so I have easier time rotating around it later on. Now set to zoom in here. Now you can see you can select individual lines here. What I do, I will start with doing the structural system here. To do the structural system, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and start drawing boxes. All right, for individual, and then you can start copying it or arraying the boxes and those kind of stuff. It works. Here you have this thing called the Toggle Layer Explorer. If you click on this, it will show you your layers. Because my drawing is already a pretty clean drawing, when I'm clicking on some of these columns, you see they're all already under a layer called structure. So I'm selecting all of these, and you see all the columns are getting selected. We have a ground floor here, and we have a first floor. We build them individually, and then we copy them on top of each other. Now, where all the structure is selected, I go to Modify, Modifier List. I find Editable Poly. I add an editable poly on top of this, and you see they all find a face. Now I select the face, go back, select all the faces, and then extrude it out. How much? 330, 3 for the roof, and 30 for the slab. Alright, so my structure is okay, the columns are okay. If you want to go ahead and put the beams as well, you're welcome, but this is if you want to later do an interior design. Of course, I'll ask you to do some interior design later, but for the sake of having this video shorter, I'm not going to put the beams now, because then you have it's not really that difficult. You have to just copy this up and extrude them to one side, copy the other parts up, and copy them to the other side. You have to know how thick your beams are. Anyway, So you can do that easily. Just for the sake of time, I'm not doing it now. Now I go here. Let's close this. I will go here under Create tab, Architectural Element. Click on the wall, 20 for the thickness, 330 for the height. I'll select right. Let's see. It depends if you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm selecting the vertices on 3D Snap, turning it on, and then I start to go around. Don't do all the walls at don't do all the walls at once, because this will create some difficulties for us. I mean, for example, look at here. Anyway, all right. So right click and then continue again. If it's not snapping to the right place, you can always change it. Okay, you can close it, because basically what we want to do here is to have the door, and then later on we will put the door inside that wall. So we have this here. I will quickly go around and put in all the walls. Don't try to do all your walls at once, because then it will create difficulty when we add windows. It might create unusual normals for the program. If you're planning to do the interiors, you can actually do all the walls, I mean even the interior walls, but it depends on your company. Especially if you want to have a cut plan or you want to draw a section out of it later. I mean, it's better to because this is a modular design, and we will copy this for several times on top of it. So it's better to go for a kind of more finished map as much as possible. So later on, next lesson, I can show you how you can cut it and how you can produce like other kind of perspectives out of this. All right, so this will come here. I mean, when we go to material, we will have some other aspects of it. We'll cover some other aspects of it as well. So here, this part we have. This is open. Remember, this one, and let's come here to the middle, and then here. I'll do this much here all the way to the end, and then here. Okay, everything seems to be alright. Now, now this wall. I have something else here. I mean, we can have something else here for the sake of arguing, for the sake of having this. Okay, now I want to do the slab now. Let's go ahead, and before actually changing all of these, let me go ahead to the side and change the color, because today is just modeling, and I'm not planning to do material. We will do material later. So let me go for something maybe grayish. All right, so it looks fine. Now the slab. I'm turning my slab off. S on the keyboard. Then you find this polygon that I've already drawn. I made a small mistake here, but anyway, I'll fix it for your AutoCAD file. So let's say I've already drawn this around, and you have to be careful with the staircase, because the slab will not come where the stairs are. It will finish here. Again, I'll go here. I'll add an edit poly on top of it, and then I go down here. First, let me select the polygon, then I'll go here, extrude it up 30 centimeter. Okay, all right. Now I want to access these lines below it, but this is somehow now press F3. You can also hide the object. Let me go back. This one. All right, so these two I'm selecting, going here again, edit poly. I already did the, let me push them up 30 and then extrude them. Let's say 40. Okay, and then what I do, again, let me go out to the side. I want to create a type of, like, shift down, copy it up. Okay, I'm designing, actually I'm expecting my student also to design something for the balcony. I mean, later on we will have we will give it proper materials and everything. Well, let me actually now change the color to something darker. So shift down, we want to have something like a meter of stuff here. So F3, let's go see how it looks fine. Go ahead and add some posts also, because we don't want to leave it in the air. I mean, this is, I'm doing actually here in 3D Max. I know some people will actually get angry at me. I'm doing a sloppy job. I don't have any proper layering or groupings and those kind of things, but I mean, what you can do, I'm trying to be as quick as possible and show you how quickly you can, if you have a plan, because my students always complain about time, how quickly you can actually I think I'm saying actually too much, how quickly you can model something like this. Let's have one also here. Okay, this one, I mean, here maybe we don't actually need one, or anyway, let's put one. Okay, now let's see, looks fine. What else we do, if you want to go ahead and put those suspended ceiling, now is the time to do so. Go ahead, extrude it, put it up. Let me, for example, show you one example. F3, again, this one. I'm going here under modify. I add an edit poly on top of this. Select the face, select the polygon, extrude it, let's say something, okay. Then select the object, bring it up. You can always turn your snap on, pick it up and put it exactly where you want it. Alright, so this is the way to go. If, like, for example, if you have something here for the door, again, you go here and you turn it into edit poly. But I mean, you do it, I'll check inside. You be more creative than I am, and you try to do it the best you can. So F3 again. Now I want to go and do the I want to go ahead and do the doors and windows. So here I'll have these sliding windows here. I'll first create all these windows, and then we can move them and put them into place. So under create tab, let's say windows. I mean, these are basically doors. So let me first start with the balcony. So doors, sliding door. I click, some of my students have this difficulty. I push the mouse button down. I drag for the length. I leave it, drag again, push my mouse for the thickness of the window and bring it up. Okay, so this is my sliding window. First let me straighten it up. Okay, now I go here, the height 250, the width 200, there are two of those, and the depth, let's go for something a little bit thicker, and then I bring it up. Oh my god, put it somewhere, snap it to the actual floor, turn the snap off, I mean, you can start designing something here according to your liking. So here, let's say 20. I forgot how thick the walls were. Right now, shift, drag here. Okay. Now this is one. Then we have a certain type of window that goes around the building, and it will be same for everywhere. So let's say also those are sliding windows. So let me go for the sliding window. Go up, E, fix it, go to modify, 150, 200. We will adjust it according to the window itself, wherever we found one we want to do, 20. And then I want it to be the other way around. All right, so let's go ahead and open some of these because I want it to actually look good in the render. Let me do the same for this as well. Open it to 100, again open it to 100, maybe some not evenly 100. Okay, now let me go to the side, bring it up. If you want to have a better understanding of how this like how much space do you have there, you can go ahead and change your space, your grid to 100, and then you'll see, okay, this is now 3 meters and 30 centimeter wall. So here is where the window will be. You can actually put it precisely. I'm not. 20 is too thin. Let's say 25. Let's do one here. Let's actually do let's do a full window here. Okay. Width, let's go for 4. Now it's okay, looking good. I mean, maybe not actually looking that good. Let's have it double. So let me push this here to the side, push this here. All right, then where else do we have windows? We have some for the rooms. Shift down, drag, put it together with the wall. Shift down, drag, put it together with the wall. Okay, where else? I mean, this seems to be about it. You don't have, I mean, I didn't put something for the toilet, but let's go ahead and do something for the toilets as well. I mean, maybe it's not. I want to show you how we can actually design something to fix that as well. So you want to add some randomness as well. For example, if that one is I don't know, that one is open 80%. Let's close this one more. Anyway, so let's go here, window. Let's go for the, I mean, yes, a wing window. All right, so drag, bring it up, go to modify, 70, 70, 25. Let me press E, go ahead and make this 0. Let me go ahead and put it somewhere appropriate. A little bit higher, maybe for the toilet window. Okay, let's see, where do we have these? Not inside the walk-in closet. We'll have one here. I mean, it's nice to catch some ventilation when you have the space. Okay, this looks fine. Now I'll put the doors. Go ahead and put the doors here. Not sliding, Yes, pivot. Modify. Let's go first for the bedroom. Let's keep all of them height uniform, 250, width 100 for the toilet, for the bedrooms. Let me go inside and like fix this. In a professional drawing, when we go to the actual after midterm, when we go to draw the actual with the material, when we start to work with material, you'll see that first we will give material to this, and then we copy it, because then it will be a nightmare to give material to everything. So anyway, 90. Let's see how it opens, because I forgot how it opens. No, okay, flip swing. Yeah, I want it to open toward inside. This is a bedroom door. Okay, looks fine. Shift down, copy here. Okay, flip swing. Again, shift down. Something I forgot, that these doors, because we already add the slab down there, we have to go ahead and put them 30 centimeters up. So like you can go ahead and just type 30 and bring them up. Don't forget it, because they will look so weird if you don't. Now shift down. Okay, let's turn this on, rotate it much easier. Now let's go to modify. Width will be like maybe 70 centimeter for the toilet door. Let me put one here. It will open toward the other side naturally to save more space, like this. Shift down, drag. Okay, rotate, put it here, flip hinge, bring it down, put it in the right place. Okay, now have one more. Shift down for the laundry room. So here for the laundry room, looks fine. We have one more for the main door. Shift down. Okay, this will open toward inside. Will be 120. Okay, now everything looks fine. I'll go ahead and start removing those from the walls. Right, so the way to do that, I'm repeating again. I'll go click on the link, don't click anywhere, wait for the window to get outlined, drag and drop it on the wall. Nothing selected. I'm selecting elsewhere just to make sure that nothing is selected. You see, now I selected the slab, so it will not work. Window, make sure the wall is selected, it will be open. Okay. Transfer. Not this one, I want this one. Okay. It's looking good. This one. Okay. This one. This one. Okay. Now everything looks fine. Now I'll move to the next step. What would be the next step? Okay, so in this stage, if you want to do interior, you'll go ahead and do the interior. All right. It's not. If you have cabinets and those kind of stuff, you can easily go ahead and start creating those things with the tools that I've already mentioned here and there. If you bring it from Autocad, if you make a polygon again for the cabinet, it's much easier to make. Here you can go and like make one unit and start copying your ground. This is not a lesson in interior rendering, so it's just we want to create an exterior design, but I want to create some cut floor later on in the rendering. That's why I go through the entire floor. And it's not just it's not nice when you're doing 3D to just have a husk of the building, because the inside will look like you can see the inside from the windows. Anyway, let me see if I can actually make something here. I'm not sure. So let's turn this on. This is on corner, 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 corner. So I'm making one here, one here, one here, and then else, and then we have to start go ahead and join this and just extrude it up. I'll have a lesson on the shapes as well. So you go ahead and do the kitchen if you like. I mean, if you bring it from Autocad, the boundary, it will make your job easier. But here also you can go ahead and do it. I actually snapped to the wrong place. You have to turn your 2.5 on always when you're trying to draw those kind of lines. But for now, because this is just for making the designing the apartment building, that's okay. Go ahead and do the staircase, because I will check the staircase. It has part of the grade is related to the staircase. Okay, stairs. This is clearly U-shape. We will make something and then we start to adjust it accordingly. So once, twice, thrice. Then I'll go here. This is not an open. This is a closed staircase. I'll add the handrails as well, just in case. So let me go to the top. This is much easier to fix from the top. First let me fix the rotation. Okay, length 1, let's say 300. I mean, you can go ahead and measure this. Let's do 300. Width, I think it was 120, I'm not sure. It was more, it was 150. Okay. So the offset 90, it was, I think it was 40 actually, or no, 50. So you play with it until you find the best fitting scenario here. I mean, if you actually designed it, so you will know the dimensions by heart. Now I'm just trying to somehow fit it there. 70, maybe it was actually, because I'm pretty sure the stairs were 150. Okay. Now it was 330. Okay. Alright, now the height. Let me put 330 and then lock it and say the razors are let's say 17, or let's say 18. Yes, 18 is good height for the staircase, for the razor. Alright, now this one. Okay, as long as it looks okay. You can do one by one, and I'm often when I'm working on a professional project, I do the steps one by one, and then because I want to have this nose and I want to have some detailing, I want to have this friction part that stops the stairs from actually being dangerous. So I'm not usually doing the pre-made staircase, but for today, I mean, if we're trying to do a very quick sketch of we're trying to do a very quick sketch here, so it's actually quite fine if we try to this part is a bit tricky, so I turn my 3D snap on because I want to put it in the proper height. Let's turn it off again, put it in the right place. Alright, I mean, what can you do? If you want to make it like structurally sound, and you have to go and add on the carriage, make it much longer, and then have it come all the way down. You can do that as well. But anyway, I said I'm doing it usually from scratch when I'm doing it for a professional client or something like that. Alright, so the stair looks okay. Now, if you want to add any design element, you go ahead and do that, because then we will be copying this and mirroring this, and it will be very difficult to solve this. For example, for the toilet window, if I have something here, I mean, let's go start with a very simple standard primitive box here. So if imagine if I have something here, if you want to have a kind of a design element. All right, so let's have this. Let's go here, bring this up, make it smaller, because I'm working now today only with the colors. Let me give it actually something that might look nice. Right click, go to convert to edit poly, or you can go ahead and just add an edit poly on top of this. So let me select this, control down, select this. Let's extrude this, let's say 10 out, F4 so I can see it. Okay, then I'll select this one and I select this one. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Extrude 10 out. So then I go select this one and I select this one. I'll extrude it out until it reaches the wall. Oh, I did deselect it. Okay. Always make sure that you are pressing OK. Now imagine that this is a metal something object. I'll go down, and you might have even some material, some piping stuff going on here. So let me go ahead and find it, and then let's have this. I don't know how many do we need. Okay, let's say we have this here. I mean, if you want to add other elements, for example, let's say, I mean, these windows, I don't know what kind of windows do we have here, but let's say we are having something, again, I use a simple box here. It depends on what kind of design you're going for here. I'm just trying to show you that there are alternatives here. So let me go ahead and put this on top of this window. Yes, the busier the scene gets, the more difficult it is to adjust some of these things, unless you do a very good scene management, which I haven't covered actually. Shame on me. Alright, now, I mean, we can go do it with edit poly, but I don't want to do it with edit poly, so I'll just drag and make it smaller. Go ahead, and just like the one that we did for the lesson 2, I mean, I want to create a kind of an outline for this window, something maybe something looks like concrete, a concrete slab that comes out as a shading element. Okay, now I'm just with this lesson I'm actually going over, because next week we will have the midterm. I'm just going over the basic modeling tool, and then we will see how you do it in the midterm. So let me see if I have something going on here. I mean, you can have, for example, let's say you want to have a rail here and you want to have shading elements, and you want to have like a kind of a timber shading elements. For now, let me actually make this something else so it looks nice. Let me again go here, just for the sake of argument. Let's have another standard, a very narrow box here. Bring it up, go to the side. I mean, it's just work, because I mean I'm doing a very sloppy job here, but if I want to do it properly in a proper drawing, I'll go ahead and just make this a little bit smoother. I will add a hinge in the middle, I will add a vertical element for it, I will define the, I mean, you will do it, but now I just want you to practice this, because I know this is a very crazy semester, and we did not have, because of all the coronavirus and everything, we did not come to together in a class, and it's very crazy to do it without outside the class. So that's why I'm recording this. So now just let's say we have something like this. I mean, it looks fine. You can add more details as much as you want later. And then like for example, just a lesson, let's say if we have this, want to group it, we go here and we make sure, because we want to select it easily. So let's say shading, always name it shading number 1. And now if I select this, I select the entire group, and you can easily copy it. So this is lesson for grouping. That's why I mean by scene management. Scene management is all about grouping, layering, and those kind of things. And you can go here and just see under group, and you can see on different types of grouping and attaching. I'll talk about parenthood and object parenting when we go to animation. Alright, so let's see, this is it. If I want, for example, now to copy this, and I don't want the shading elements, well, let's say I want the shading elements, doesn't matter. I'll go here and put this here. Let's rotate it 180. Yeah, okay. Now let's say I don't want to group it. I don't want to have it group again. So I have to go to group and say ungroup. And then when I ungroup it, I can go just turn this again to editable poly. Pick these edges, push it all the way here. I mean, maybe for the kitchen we have a longer something here. So go ahead and do that. Design something for me. Let's select these and copy them here as well. Okay. I didn't forget to put a window for the staircase, so I'm just copying one here. I'll put it here. Let's go for half. Later you can fix this after we mirrored it. So you can go ahead and just make it half a window, or you can make it smaller. So let's say 100. But be careful, because the window for the staircase will not happen actually here. It will happen together with this. It will happen actually here. We will not have it here, but when we copy it, we will remove the ground floor one. Okay. So it will be here actually. This is the thing, and we'll repeat it for the upper levels as well. We can fix this later. Alright, so now let's say what we're trying to do. We will go ahead and do this as well. Architecture, wall. Let me first save this. Snap on. Round and round. It was not proper. We changed it, the last one, to 10. So 20. Round and round it goes. Okay. I mean, everything looks fine. Then I'll go ahead, pick the staircase from here, and then pick the entrance door. Control down, shift drag. Okay. Turn the snap off. Let's put it here. Some of this stuff, for the sake of time, I'm not snapping or making sure, because this will be this. I mean, 3D is just work. Sometimes I'm working 7 hours on a video, on a Autocad file, just to make it look as on the 3D file, just to make it look as perfect as possible. So let's say this one has 2 entrances here, separate style. Okay, flip, not here, the swing. Okay, because they're already a little bit higher than for that drawing. I'll have to go ahead and bring them down. I did snap to the wrong place actually. It's not that they're higher per se. Okay, let's say this is an entrance, so we'll have it taller. Let's do the same for this one. Click out, link, drag, wait for the wall, click, drag, wait for it to open. Now everything's okay. Let me put this back in place as well. Okay. You might have to add one step to this later on. Alright, so now everything's okay. Let me say, okay, if you want to have more design element, if something else happening on the facade and you want to create something special, or you have a design element, like for example, you see many of these design elements happening closer to the balconies. If you have something else happening here, you want to have lighting element, you want to add anything, you go ahead and add it now, because after you mirrored it, it will be just too much work to go and copy them. I mean, it will not if you know what you're doing, but it's more difficult to do it like that. Alright, so let me go ahead to this view here. I haven't done this for a while because this is not my standard workflow, let's say. Now I select all of these. Okay, except for the staircase. So Alt down, deselect the staircase, and then let's have it mirrored. Let's go to the 3D and mirror it because it's more intuitive there. Okay, now let's go ahead and mirror this. A copy. Okay, W. Let's go ahead and put. I mean, if you want to be precise here, it's not a bad idea. You can turn your snap on, pick this point, and just put it here. And now it's fully mirrored. Alright, so now the map is the drawing is let's say complete, and now we can go ahead and put it on top of these ones. So we already have the structure. I'll go ahead and go to the side. I mean, it's nice also to bring the plan, because if something goes wrong, we can always fix it. So I have it, I select it, and then I mean, I usually even keep a copy here. Let me first move it with shift down. I don't snap it right there, so shift down, I drag a copy, and then I go to group and group it. Okay, so let's say floors. Then I try to put it approximately on the right place, because this snap is a little bit tricky. Might not be as easy as it seems. So I'll just go ahead and put it approximately on the right place. Then I'll go here and fix it. I'll go find 2 points that I'm pretty sure that they will snap to each other. Like these two. Now, snap on, W, pick this, let's put it here. Alright, so this is okay now. Then the group, you select it again, and you push it up. Let's see if we can push it up perfectly. I mean, not really that easy. Okay, let's go up a little bit. Let's say we have a 6-story building here. Okay, this file is getting heavy and my computer is very old. let me go ahead. Usually it's just, I'm telling you, it's just work, and there is no very easy way around some of this stuff. Maybe there are, and I don't know them. I should be open to my own ignorance. Okay. Now here, yes. Do we have another one? Yes, we have another one. Why did I go for this many level flats? Okay. Do we have another one? No. All right. So this is it. Now what I'll do, I will turn this off, the snap off. Now I pick this go to group. You can open it if you don't want to ungroup it, because now I want to copy these two slabs. You know, I select this one for the roof. Control down. I select this one. I go to the side. W, where it is. Okay, shift down. Let's drag and put it up there. Okay, you can turn your 2.5 on and make sure that it snaps to the right place. And then this one of the plans, I can go ahead and just start to do the roof on top of this. Okay, so how do we do that? Again, it's a wall. It's not something really fancy. So just a wall. First, I'll do the part for the staircase. Again, architecture, wall 20. For the roof is 30 is too much. Let's say go 250. Snap on 2.5. I don't want it to go crazy. I can even do it in my working plan, you know, because this is too, I don't know where it goes. So I'll start actually doing it here. So let's say this is the one, and then we will have the, of course, the elevator. So this will come here, this will come here, and then this will come here, and we close it. Now this is fine. Alright, so this is one. Let's turn this off, bring it here, bring it up. Let me change the color to match the rest of it. Let me turn this again to 3D. Okay, now go ahead and draw a very simple shape just to cover this part up. Turn this off, bring it up. Then we need a parapet wall. So I'll go ahead and draw a parapet wall again on my draft plan here. Wall, let's say parapet wall 10, although it usually it goes together with the structure, it doesn't matter. Let's put it 20. Go ahead and put this on 2.5. Let's say, okay. I mean, here is a bit tricky, but anyway, try to catch some of these points. Ah, no, not this one. Okay, we already have that there. So, enter. Right. Yeah, this is it. Ah, I didn't put the height properly, so it's like maybe 100 centimeter for this one as well. W, select this, go for the height. What did I say? How did we change this after we finished it? Oh my god, okay. Why does it try to snap to something? I did talk about, yeah, here, 50, go to segment. Why doesn't it change the segments? Okay, anyway, I don't want to make a mistake and have to draw this entire thing again from the scratch. So what I do here, I go out, select it, remove it. I forgot how to do that, so let's keep this 100, and let's go here and do the parapet wall here again. If you bring it again, I'm telling you, it's better to come prepared to the drawing. If you bring it properly from Autocad and you think about this, which usually you start to do actually after you draw some 3D project. If you do some professional project, you start to develop your senses regarding what you need to bring from Autocad before you actually come here. So let's go ahead and bring this here. Let's say we bring it up. I'll put it here. Let's go find a place that we can snap it properly. Snap vertices is on 3D. I put this and put it here. Okay. Now again, mirror this. A copy. Okay. S, snap off. Bring it here. Go close. S, snap on. Move it. I did move the, what did I move? I did move something else. Okay. It's always a bit tricky when the scene gets too complicated. So, alright, so I'm selecting the entire other part of this. Alright. There is something really going on in this. My computer is not dealing very well with this volume of form that I created, so I'm just going to eyeball it now. What did I do? Let me go back. Okay. Let me go to group, close the group again, delete this. Bring it up again. I mean, we have to deal with our mistakes, so this is another lesson. You have to always deal with the mistakes. Like I did something, I did not pay attention closely to that, so I have to deal with the consequences of doing few steps again. Alright, so it looks okay, everything looks okay. Again, I go here, group. The lesson here is that you always close the group after you finished editing it. So that's the lesson. So control here, shift S, snap off, bring it up. Okay, go to group, close the group. Okay, now everything's ready. Let me save this. and let me save it as, because I want to have the backup if something happens. Let me get rid of these. Then if you want to go like big crazy, which I usually am, I go ahead and start changing these windows just to make it look random, because it doesn't look random, it looks very industrial. So some windows open, some windows close, something like that. So now it's ready. This is what I'm actually expecting for this lesson, just for you to learn how to mirror, copy, and create a very simple apartment building. So standard primitive again, plan. Let me create a plan, because I want from you a human eye perspective. That's what I want now. Here, let's go. I like to make the ground. Again, let's go for this one, a little bit grayish. If you want to see what you will see in the render scene, I wanted to go and add some urban elements on the background, but anyway, we can actually put it in the picture later on. I'll show you how to do post-production here as well. Here you might have some shear wall, so I'm not sure if this will stand like this. Let me just you'll know, like for example here probably we will have a wall. I'm not 100% sure about this, but we will have a wall here. I'm sure about this. So let's have the shear wall as well, because it doesn't look actually that pleasing to my eyes. Architectural element, wall, 20. Let's see if this is on. Okay, so one wall here and one shear wall here. I think I did a mistake here as well. Okay, so let's remove this one. Do it again. Deal with the consequences of your mistakes. All right, so let's see. Let me actually keep this one red. Let's say it's a design element, because we will get to materials later on, and we will have it properly. If you want to see now, I want to render this. If you want to see now, pay attention closely here. If you want to see exactly what you see in the render view, we will talk about cameras after midterm. But if you want to see, you can come here under perspective and say show safe frame, and then it will show you what you will get in the render view actually. So let me just go ahead and find a good human eye perspective. Alright, so it looks fine now. Control Alt zoom, because I want to go as much close as possible. Okay, looks fine. You want to have that beautiful human eye perspective with as much exaggerated perspective as possible. Alright, so let's say now we are seeing too much of the side, which is not that good, actually not part of our design. So let me go down here. Alright, so this looks good. Now for the background, I'm repeating this for the render. Pay attention here. First press F8. Go here, change the color to something that you like, or you can add a sky if you want. That's also a possibility. To add a sky, you can click on environment map. It's a little bit slow. Alright, so this window opens up. You go under general, a bitmap, and then you go ahead. It's good if you start to create a library for yourself. Like for example here, what I think I have it under post-production. I have skies. So you find something. We will talk about HDR and those kind of elements as well. So this is it. I'll go ahead and make this also white because I want it to look nice. And then exposure. For now, check it, set it to automatic. Now go to systems, create systems, create daylight system. put it to manual, try to have it shine on the where that you are trying to actually do the rendering. So I'm looking at this side. Probably it's nice to have some shadows going like this. Let's go ahead here, use shadows, and cast shadow. I will remove the sampling, reduce the sampling to 10. So let's see if it actually looks any good. I'm not sure. So for the rendering, you first press on the render setting, F10 on the keyboard. Make sure, some students say they can't render. This is important. When we are rendering with baseline rendering of 3D Studio Max, it should be on production, scan line. It should be perspective, single frame for now. And now let's say if it actually renders something good. Okay, later when we take it into Lumion and we try to add a little bit more of a little bit better style to it, it will start to look better. I have made some errors here. I didn't copy this one properly. You go ahead and do that. I'll do it, actually put the link on the description below. So this is it for today. You make one ground floor, one floor, and you copy it several floors up, and you send me the file and one render. Alright, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next lesson. We will build a kind of a smaller, more detailed villa type building.